Hi guys, it's Jen with creativelyhomemade.com. It is the last day of October. I cannot believe we are going to be getting into November already. It seems crazy how fast this year has flown by, but I wanted to take a moment and do a couple of Thanksgiving crafts with you. I think that Thanksgiving gets overlooked a lot of times because we skip straight from Halloween crafting to Christmas crafting. But I always like to make a few little favors for my Thanksgiving table, and I made this cute little Ferrero Rocher chocolate turkey a couple of years ago for my kids, and they were a big hit, and so now every year since I've had to make these cute little turkeys because they ask for them. So today I thought I would show you how to make these. These are super easy to make. You are basically just folding your paper, you're scoring it and folding it into a fan and sticking a cute little Ferrero Rocher turkey head on it. So let's get started and I'll show you how easy it is to make these for Thanksgiving. Okay, we're going to start by making our turkey tail. And for this you need a piece of brown cardstock that is 11 inches by 2.5 inches. You can use craft cardstock or soft suede is a good Stampin' Up! Color of cardstock to use. Just something that's brown, but you want to use cardstock because it has a little bit of weight to it. And then you need 3 different designs of fall colored washi tape. I have a huge bin of washi tape and I just pulled out these colors. It's like a plum and a burnt orange and like an antique gold. Anything fall colored would work well. You could use like a dark green or maybe a red or an orange. Anything that's fall colored. This is just going to give some pattern to the turkey tail. I believe this is retired Stampin' Up! Washi tape, but you can get assortments of washi tape on Amazon fairly inexpensively, and I'm sure you'd be able to find some dark colors that would work well for this. So we're just going to run washi tape strips along the top of the cardstock strip here, and then take a pair of scissors and trim the ends. So I started with the darkest color up at the top, and then I'm going to use this like burnt orange color right below it. Leave about 1/8 of an inch in between the washi tape strips. Doesn't have to be lined up perfectly. This is going to end up pleated, so you just want some color. And the turkey head is going to be down here at the bottom when you pleat it all together, so you don't need to run washi tape all the way down. You just need it about halfway. If you're using 1/2 inch washi tape, 3 different designs will work. That'll get you about the amount you want. And then I'm just ending up with this yellowish washi tape. It's a little bit thicker, so it's fussier to work with. It doesn't want to go on there straight. Oops. There we go. So I'm just trimming the ends to make sure that there's no washi tape hanging over the edge and flattening that out. So we're done with the washi tape. You can set that aside. Now you want to pull out your scoreboard. I have Stampin' Up! Scoreboard. You want to turn this over so the washi tape is facing the plate and work on the plain back side. You want to put the long edge up at the top of your scoreboard, and then you want to score every 1/2 inch. And this is going to create the pleats for your turkey. So 1.5 or 1.5 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inches, and so on all the way down your strip. And since you have the washi tape on the other side, you want to press in fairly hard. You don't want to break the fibers in the paper, but you want to make sure that you're going to be able to get a good fold because you need to pleat this. Oops. Okay. And the last one's at 10.5 inches. And then you're done. You can set aside your scoreboard. And if you turn it over, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's going to be scored the whole way. So now you just want to start folding back and forth. So every other pleat is going to go forward. You're making sort of a fan. And kind of pinch together to help crease those folds. And do that all the way across. Okay. So now we have our little fan that is going to form our turkey feathers. So the next thing you need to do is pull out a popsicle stick. I have a whole little container full of these, but you just need one per turkey. And you're going to need some fast fuse adhesive. You need a strong adhesive to hold this popsicle stick to the pleats. So what I do, the easiest way to put this together is I put fast fuse adhesive on about half of the popsicle stick, and then I adhere that half. I start and adhere that to the end, one of the ends of the pleated paper. So then go ahead and put fast fuse on the other half of the popsicle stick, and then you're going to fold this back together and let it fan open, and then press the other side into the turkey feathers, just like so. Now, if you'll notice, this has kind of a tendency to flap open. So what I do is I grab a couple of glue dots and put those right on the inside there where it's tending to open. And then press that back in place, and that will hold that there. And it does it on the back side too, so just repeat with 2 more glue dots on the back side. And that's going to help that stand up better. And then just press that together. And then now you can see it stands up on its own. And then it'll even have more balance on it when we put the turkey head in it. Or on it, I mean, excuse me. So now we're ready to decorate our little chocolate and make it look like a turkey head. I bought an assortment of Ferrero Rocher chocolates that comes in with the brown, the gold, and the white. It would be ideal if you could have all of the dark brown ones, but I've not been able to find them locally. You might be able to find them online with just the brown ones. The gold ones work too. I just think it's more realistic if you use the brown for the turkey head. So that's what I'm using for this. You're going to need to make a couple of punches out of cardstock. You're going to need a little diamond punch. This is a 1/2 inch diamond punch. You're going to need that to make the beak, and then you're going to need something to make the little turkey waddle. Now actually the best thing I have found is to take a 1-inch daisy shape and then it just cut off the petals, and one petal makes a little waddle for the turkey. So I already have one of those cut, and I'm just going to take the petal off of it. I also have an old punch that's a scroll. This is Family Treasures, for those of you who've scrapbooked for ages. I think this was out like 20 years ago. Family Treasures was the company. If you can find anything like that, a little decorative scroll shape would work as well. Or you could cut it by hand if you don't have a punch to make the waddle. And then the last thing you're going to need to decorate the turkey face is two little Google eyes. I'm using 8mm wiggly eyes. They make the face, you know, they're fairly large. I kind of like that look, but if you want, you can use a smaller Google eye as well. So I am using glue dots to put the features on the turkey face. I don't want to use hot glue if I don't have to, because then it's going to melt the chocolate. Now we are going to need to use hot glue to stick the turkey head onto the feathers. I have not had luck with any adhesive sticking to the back of this because it's like waxed paper, this liner, and nothing sticks to it but hot glue. So unfortunately we do have to put some hot glue on the back, but for everything else use glue dots, or you can use Tombow mono adhesive if you prefer. So I am going to cut a diamond shape out of orange cardstock, and that's going to form the beak. So you want to fold that in half. Now this is such a tiny little piece, it's kind of hard to get a neat fold on it. So I am going to pull out my scoreboard real quick. And I'm just lining that diamond shape up where I want it to fold with one of the crease lines. And I'm just going to make a quick little crease in the shape. And that just makes it easier to fold. You don't have to do that. I kind of want to make sure it's symmetrical, and it's just easier that way to give it a little start with the scoreboard. So then that's going to be your little beak. And then, like I said, if you have a daisy punch, just cut one of those in red and then cut off one of the petals to make the little waddle. I know this is all very hard to see because it is such small shapes. Let's see, let's add a little glue dot to the back of the beak. And then stick the waddle to the back of the beak as well. Just like there, if you can see that. And then there should be enough of the glue dot still showing that you can put it right there on the face of the chocolate. And then add two little glue dots to the back of your googly eyes. And stick those on the turkey face. I like to put them fairly close together since I'm using the bigger ones. If you're using the smaller ones, you might be able to spread it out further. So that's what the completed turkey face looks like. Now the only other thing we need to do is to stick the turkey head down to the tail feathers. So you want to add hot glue basically right here in this center section that doesn't have any washi tape. You want the turkey head to sit even with the bottom of the popsicle stick here so that you can stand it up. So you're going to put glue like right here and put a generous amount of it, and then before you stick the chocolate to it, you want to let it sit a little bit to cool, because you don't want to melt that chocolate too much where the glue gun hits it. So I'm just going to let it sit for a few seconds, and then I'm going to press that chocolate into place. And then set it aside and let that harden. And as you see, I'm showing you this from the top, it stands up all on its own. So you could use these for your place settings, or you could just give them as a little treat for the kids for Thanksgiving. Like I said, my kids love these, and I mean, I've got teenagers now. My kids are all teenagers or older, and they ask for these every year. So they're a huge hit. A great little snack for after the meal, and just a nice way to show your family that you care for them. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial for this cute little Thanksgiving turkey favor. the supplies that I've used, the scoreboard, link to the scoreboard, and the little chocolates and some of the other things that I've used, I've got links down in the description box so you can purchase those if you're interested in making these. And if you've enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more craft tutorials like this one, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I have a couple more Thanksgiving projects for us this week, so keep an eye out for those. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy crafting!